Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome back to another video of Muslim polymath, and today we will be talking about why the most hated people were among the prophets, were among the philosophers. I mean, why the philosophers, the prophet who challenged, like, who came to spread a message, the philosophers, or who wanted to spread a message to the people, which which may had challenged the traditional beliefs of the people. So why those people were discarded and exiled and mocked, and what was that special way of the prophets, of the philosophers, and of the artists who challenged the traditional beliefs of the society, and in return they were mocked, exiled, or maybe killed also sometimes. So what why this happened, and why people didn't accept, or people don't accept prophets, philosophers, or people who want to reveal the truth, who want to spread the message of truth to the people. If they want to spread the message of truth, then why people discard them, mock them, exile them, like why it happens, and what is the journey of such people, and how these people come up with these things, and how they spread the message. So in this video, that's what we are going to talk about: the way of the prophets, philosophers, and artists. So so the number one thing that comes into the mind is that if these people, like the prophets and philosophers and artists, or like people who spread the truth, like if they are so wise, like generally the prophets, philosophers are so wise and they spread the message of truth, and like is they're doing a good thing, then why people discard them, why people exile them? Like they are so wise and they are spreading the message, the right message, and in the right way, like not like fighting with people, but instead explaining to them their point of view, and rather than just arguing and getting into an argument. So why people discard them? Like if they are so wise and doing such a good thing, then why people discard them or exile them? Because the main reason is that any prophet or any philosopher you have seen challenges the traditional beliefs of the society, like what has been, like the often these kind of people challenge the convention. Like convention is something which can be a tradition or a rule or a law which has been consistently being followed for many years. So even though it is right, or even though it is corrupt, or even though it is wrong, it doesn't matter. Just because it is a convention, like the rule, the tradition, or the law, any kind of law is being followed for generations, of for many years, for centuries, then that thing is like people say, yeah, we should stick to it, and people blindly follow those traditional beliefs. So these people, the philosophers or prophets, like use their wisdom to reveal the truth, to tell people that the thing you are following for so many years are not worth following. Like why don't you even think about, or why don't you even reflect about it, whether it is right or wrong? You just follow it because it has been consistently being followed for many years. It just has been a convention, that's why you people follow. So this is the main reason why these people, prophets and philosophers, and all those people, all people with the wisdom, are mocked or exiled and maybe killed sometimes, because they challenge the traditional beliefs of the society, which people take it as their whole world falling apart. Like if someone says that, like in today's society there has been many arguments about the education system. So like if someone comes and says about it. Although today people, there are many people who are talking about the education system, how it completely destroys the creativity of a child, and destroys the problem solving, and just keep teaching about things like useless information and the things that doesn't matter and doesn't help them to solve real world problems or make them skilled enough. So like just imagine someone like an education system which has been being followed from like so many years, almost centuries. So almost 1 or 2 century, I guess. So the education system which has been followed for so many years, and people believe in that education system so much. So if someone comes today and say that, like suddenly someone comes and says that no, this the education system is not worth paying for, or not worth your time, or like it's completely killing your child's creativity and all the unique abilities your child may possess, but it just killing the it's killing its ability inner abilities, and it's just imposing all the rules and regulations, and just producing kind the schools and colleges are producing kind of factory workers, obedient factory workers. So although nowadays people are talking about this very much, but when when these things have started, like just imagine that if there was no one talking about it, and the education system is going like the everyone is going to school, college, and then job and whatever. So like when someone comes and says this, that it is killing your child's creativity, and it's producing factory workers, definitely people will say it that like this person is mad. People will easily say that this person is banned, or this person has completely lost his mind, because the education system which has been followed by so many students and so many people in the past in the past 100 years, of course. So this person must be mad that he's telling that not to follow such an education system. So why people react to this like that? Because although even though it is true that the is education system not worth paying for, or not worth your time, or it's completely killing your a child's creativity, but people still people still resist that thing. Why? Because the reason is that it completely challenges the traditional beliefs of the society and the system which has been going on for so many years. And like challenging that system is like people also believe in that system so much. So like leaving that belief, or thinking about it, thinking to rebel against it, or just reflect on it, that it might be a bad system, like, or it might be killing your their child's creativity. So even the thought of it is like people are so dreaded by even the thought of like challenging the system, or just going against the system, because it has become a traditional beliefs of the one of the traditional beliefs of the society. So challenging that thing is like you know making the your world fall apart, like the world you have made around it, and your thought, and your all of the things that your belief fall apart. So that's why people uh, don't like this discard those people like prophets and philosophers. Like you can take example of Socrates, like why he was killed, because he just used to, like, even he didn't did any kind of murder or any kind of crime as such. And the reason why he was killed, that was the only reason, that he taught young generation, the young people, the young, the old, the all kind of people to think, to reflect. And because of that reason, because people started reflecting, they started reaching, they started thinking about it, like what is true, and like what is not wrong, and what is right. So if the people started what is thinking about what is wrong and what is right, and the people definitely wanted to kill Socrates, or the the authority didn't wanted that, because if people started thinking, that's why Socrates was killed. Because, and like in the end he was also given a choice, and like he could just run and he could just escape, but he didn't chose to skip and he chose to die because he he thought that he died for truth, and which was the right thing. And like he, because he didn't I didn't did do anything wrong, because he was not responsible for a crime. He didn't do a crime, of course. Like people teaching people how to think, how to reflect on their actions, uh, is not a crime. Although authority made made this thing and made this narrative like he's doing a crime and he's just corrupting the youth. He was, you know, like there was allegation on Socrates that he was corrupting the youth, although he was teaching the youth, the young generation, to think, reflect what is right, what is wrong, and why we should speak against the wrong, and that's what he was doing. And if you are a Muslim and like even though if you are a Christian, like if you are a Christian or a Muslim and you have studied the Bible or you have studied the Quran, you must be knowing that all the prophets we believe in, especially if you are a Muslim, all the prophets, like the only thing they did was challenging the traditional beliefs. Like for example, like in the time of Ibrahim alayhi salam. What did Ibrahim alayhi salam did wrong? He did nothing wrong. He just said that like people used to worship idols. Idol worshipping was popular in his region and at that time. So the only question Ibrahim alayhi salam asked since his childhood, that what is the point of, you know, bowing down to the idols, and like what is the point of idol worshipping? Like you make the idols yourself from clay and all those stuff, and then you are the only ones who bow before the idols. So what's the point of idol worshipping? Like, and like how can be there so many gods? Like there must be one god. And how can we just see God through clay, and how can just we make idols of God? Like this is not something logical. Even though it was right, but people still discarded him. They discarded Ibrahim alayhi salam, mocked him, and like even his own family like told him to just go away from them. And why all this happened? Because he challenged one of the things which was quite, you know, like which was a convention which was very popular in the society, one of the traditional beliefs, and that what he challenged, and that's why Ibrahim alayhi salam was like discarded and mocked and all those stuff. So that's the way of the prophets and philosophers, that like the person who reflects and, you know, think about what is right and what is wrong, and when he questions the authority or questions the traditional beliefs, so this questioning becomes the, you know, turn into people's anger, like make people angry. This questioning thing makes people angry. Like why is questioning the traditional beliefs? Like why this philosopher, why this prophet is this person is questioning the traditional beliefs of society, which we have been following since past 100 years or 200 years or 3 or 4 centuries. Like why is questioning this thing? So this questioning makes people angry, and you know, that's why people mock the person who questions the traditional beliefs, and or discard him, or maybe exile him, or maybe kill him too. So we come to the last part of the video, that what do we learn from these philosophers and these prophets that have came before us, or like the artist who, like, you know, make music or like paint or draw something which, you know, sparks rebellion, or which is a kind of a silent rebellion, and why people like uh, people are angry at them, and why people discard, mock these or exile these artists, philosophers, and prophets. So the thing we learn is that even if anything happens, if you know if you know that you are on the right side and you know the truth, even though people have been following things which is wrong, for just because not accepting it wrong, just because it has been a convention, even though it is wrong. So when you question these things, so that's what we learn, that questioning the traditional beliefs of society, you should never be scared of questioning the traditional beliefs of the society. Question everything, question anything, and question everything, whether it has been a convention since past 200 years or 300 years or maybe 1,000 years. If it is wrong, you should question, even though it shakes the traditional beliefs of the society, it shakes the beliefs of the people living in the society. Even though people discard you, mock you, you should be firm on your ground and you should be resilient. And just like the prophets and just like the philosophers, and that's what we learn from the prophets and philosophers. Especially if you are a Muslim, you must be knowing that all prophets question the traditional beliefs of the society. Like every prophet did that, and he faced persecution and all those stuff, and like he faced mockery and he faced persecution and he faced torture and all kind of difficulties. So the only lesson we learn, like the only takeaway from this video, is that don't be afraid to question the traditional beliefs of the society. And this is my main mission, like the main, like I'm a Muslim polymath, like, and many people say like we should master one thing and we should be like good in one thing, specialist. But I chose a completely different path. And that's the reason, because I knew I can do, like, why I can be a specialist when I can be a generalist. I can do better in many parts, like many fields and many fields of my interest and many subjects. So why choose one field? Like yeah, if you want to be a specialist in one subject, one field, or one skill, it's fine, it's completely fine. But like I chose my own path, and like people often like emphasize that being a specialist is good, but I chose my own path, and this is my mission. And that's why I want to empower you people and like motivate you to question the traditional beliefs of the society, and if necessary go against it. Like if it's wrong, even though it has been convention for 1,000 or 2,000 years, doesn't matter. If it's wrong, it's wrong. Question the traditional beliefs of the society. First reflect about all the things and question the systems, even though it has been a convention, even though many people believe in it, even though your people in your house believe in it. But if it is wrong, stand firm on your ground, be resilient, and like face all the things and do whatever it takes, but question the things, and don't ever just, you know, don't just conform to the system and traditional beliefs of the society. If it is wrong, it is wrong. So that's all for today's video. And I know the video is a little bit late, and last week I guess I didn't upload a video, so sorry for that. But I will try my best, like always, to upload videos every week. And all I want to say is that if you want more polymathic insights or free newsletters, you can join my email list, and you will also get many free value like ebooks and different kind of PDFs for free. So you can just go in the pinned comments and check out my emailing list and just subscribe to my email list, and you will be getting many tons of free value. So that's all for today, and we will be meeting in the next video. Till then, Jazakallah khair.